Hey guys, Matt Bishop here. And finally, I am back home. I am here at the Susquehanna Bank Center. We are backstage. I am here with the one and only Chris Broderick of Megadeth. And we are here for the kickoff stop, people. Number one, numero uno of the Gigantour. Chris, how excited are you guys for this upcoming tour?
Not at all.
Really?
No.
Not even a little bit.
No, absolutely. It's awesome. It's been a long time since we've been able to actually do Gigantour. So with this lineup, it's just going to be insane, you know. So that's what I really look forward to is Gigantour and this whole package with Motorhead and Lacuna Coil and Volbeat, who we can hear right now. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good time, and you know, we're just looking forward to getting out across the United States again. So we've been away a little bit, you know, doing other markets and stuff like that. It's good to be home.
How do you guys feel about going out with like an icon like Motorhead? Obviously, you guys are pretty iconic yourself, but they're old school, man. They started this whole thing.
Right. Yeah. For me, it's going to be another kind of like lesson in history, you know, and the roots of metal and rock itself, you know. That's one thing that I have yet to really experience, because I've only met Mickey D, so I don't know anybody else in the band. I don't know how they're going to be. I don't know. I've heard they're insanely loud on stage, so I brought my earplugs. It's all good, and I'll have fun tonight checking them out.
Awesome. What can everybody expect from you guys on this tour? You guys have been touring a lot the last year or two. Yep. You guys have the new record out, 13. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But are you guys going to be changing it up at all? Any surprises this tour?
Well, definitely we're going to be promoting 13. You know, we've got a number of songs that we're playing off that CD, as well as, you know, all of the classic hits, you know, Hangar 18 and Symphony, of course, you know, and all that stuff. But, you know, right now we're doing Guns, Drugs, and Money. We're doing Public Enemy #1, Whose Life, you know. So we're really trying to get 13 out there so it's visible, so it can be heard. And hopefully you guys like it.
Now, speaking of the new record, it's out now, people, on Roadrunner Records. So if you don't have it, you're stupid, so go get it. But what can fans, if they haven't already heard too much of the record, what can they expect?
For me, you know, 13 kind of, and it wasn't planned this way or anything like that, but it really, you know, almost kind of coming into Megadeth as a fan, it is almost like a timeline history of Megadeth. You know, I hear songs that really harken back to like Killing Is My Business, to, you know, Rust in Peace, to Euthanasia. I mean, it's like a song. Each song on the CD kind of hits a different song, a different CD in the catalog of Megadeth. So that's one thing I really like. It's really diverse.
Speaking of coming into Megadeth as a fan, you were kind of recruited in back in 08. Talk to me about that process, because you were with your band, Jag Panzer, right, and you were doing some work with Nevermore on tour. And what was that like, getting the call?
Well, it was shocking in a way, you know, because out of the blue, you know, the phone rings and I'm like, hello? And yeah, this is Megadeth management. We were wondering if you were interested in being the potential lead guitarist in Megadeth. And it's, I mean, it's almost like, all right, is this a prank call? You know, kind of a thing. But
we were talking about that movie Rockstar, where he's like, you know, hello, this is yeah, okay, click.
Right.
No, seriously, can you be in LA?
Exactly, and it was a lot like that, and I was definitely interested right off the bat. So, you know, Dave and I got together at that time. James Lomenzo had come out as well, and we all just kind of talked and went through how things would run and what was to be expected, and, you know, just got to work. So.
You're in a band now with Dave Mustaine, who's considered to be one of the greatest guitarists ever in rock and, you know, heavy metal specifically. And now you've kind of become one of the premier guitarists in the game. But who are some of your influences? Like, who has kind of gotten you to this point, you know, influentially?
Well, I'd definitely say it's Jason Becker and Paul Gilbert and all of the shredders, you know, from Yngwie up, you know. Yeah. So also outside influences, Paco de Lucia and flamenco, and Elliot Fisk in classical guitar, you know, Chet Atkins in country, and Wes Montgomery in jazz. So you get all those different influences kind of coming in and shaping you as a player.
Now, you're obviously a shredder yourself, you know, as we've been talking about, but, you know, I don't want to blow your cover or anything, but you actually have quite the repertoire. You play a lot of country and jazz, and talk to me a little about your varying styles.
Well, I wouldn't say that I play a lot of those styles. I am definitely fond of any kind of music where the talent is great. And so when I see players like George Van Epps, or in country like a new guy, Scotty Anderson, that I got turned on to. He's actually been around for a while, but just amazing players, you know.
Yeah.
And anytime I see a killer new player, I'm like, I got to be able to do that. You know, I got to be able to play that too. So that's what really attracts me to all the different styles, because there was a time in my life where, I mean, you know, I would kind of shun country, and, you know, I didn't really like it. You know, I tend to still think of that stuff like achy breaky heart, and I just want to hurl. But when you see great players like Chet Atkins and Scotty Anderson, you just can't deny the talent that's there. So I appreciate any great musician in any style. So
Can you be like sitting in your dressing room 10 minutes before show, playing a jazz song, and then all of a sudden just boom, go out on stage and just melt the place down?
Yeah, I think that it's, you know, there's definitely, you know, for me, I liken different styles almost to different emotions. You know, there's no way that a classical guitar piece could express the anger and the angst that you have in metal, you know what I mean? And it's almost vice versa. I don't think that anything could be as serene and, delicate and beautiful as on the classical guitar. So that's kind of what I like in different styles too, is just different emotions. And when I'm in the mood for one, I definitely gravitate towards it. And, you know, like today I was working out, had Pantera Cowboys from Hell on, you know.
All right.
But
it's getting ready.
You know, so it's like I go all over the map, but any player that I listen to is pretty much going to be a decent player. No.
Very cool. Chris, thank you so much for sitting down with me. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy, make no mistake about it, jazz or no jazz, he is ready to burn the place down tonight and on the rest of the Gigantour. Go to chrisbroderick.com for more details on my good friend here, and be sure to check out megadeth.com for your tickets to the Gigantour. You got to get out here and see it, folks. It's the metal tour of the year. Crank it up! Oh, yeah.